Put a one in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Hello, hello, hello. I hope that y'all are well. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me clearly while I send this out really quickly. And also let me know in the comments where you're watching from because I want to know. I'm getting my travel list together. Y'all know I'm a digital nomad, so I'm getting my travel list together. Wait, baby, what is that? There we go. I'm getting my travel list together. So let me know where you're located. I may be in a city near you in 2025. Okay. So let me know where you are watching from. And happy Monday. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Let me send this out. Come on in, come on in. Invite a friend. Hey, Georgia and Tennessee. Hey, North Carolina. Am I who? Who is that? Hey, Texas. Hey, Oscar. Hey, Nashville. Good morning, Queen. I need to do a video testimonial about being the benefits of our being a part of the community. Girl, go on and do it and send it to me, girl. You have my email. Cause listen, send it to my email, please, cause I want to know, and I want the world to know. Yes, I'm so excited. Hey, Nashville. Yes, 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 yes. Y'all see that? Let me screenshot that real quick. Did I? Hold on. Okay, here we go. And then tonight is the last night of the Sacred Feminine League. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Y'all come on in, come on in. So y'all don't have a masterclass tomorrow for New Year's Eve. Okay. So you might want to first and foremost go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is going to be during the day. So get on my YouTube channel. I'm going to drop in the morning exactly what time I'm going to be going. It's going to be so much fun. So I've been getting y'all ready and hyped for this. I might even go live again tonight when I finish graduating the Sacred Feminine League tonight. So I'm really, really excited about that. But today, thank you, my love, for these gifts and for these likes. Oh, yeah, my lipstick is wearing me on the side. So let me tell you what we're going to be talking about today. Anyway. So we're talking about overthinking or success, okay? You can't have both in 2025. So if you are an overthinker, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you today, okay? I'm going to light a fire underneath you. That's what we're going to do today. Because ain't no more overthinking. In less than 48 hours, we will be into a new year. And what have you been doing? Okay? What has been going on? For those who do not know who I am, my name is Ellie Antoinette. I'm a feminine I'm a feminine mastery architect. I'm a feminine leadership strategist. And what I do is that I support my amazing clients who are ambitious women leaders. I support them in achieving sustainable success and magnetic influence through embodying feminine leadership and achieving emotional mastery. Okay. So that is what I do. I love the work that I do. It has resulted in my clients going from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to multi 6 figures, and myself from building a 6 figure plus business from the ground up without hustling. I believe in catching bags. I don't believe in chasing them. I used to be a former people pleasing, burnt out specialist. Do you hear me? That's what I used to be. I used to be almost 100 pounds heavier, about 100 pounds heavier. I used to be extremely hormonally imbalanced. When nobody was talking about polycystic ovarian syndrome in 2004, when I was sitting in the doctor's office being diagnosed with it at the age of 20. I sit before you at the age of 41. And after a long 8-year healing journey that I have been on for the longest, within 6 months into my journey, I was able to reverse my polycystic ovarian symptoms and to bring my cycle back consistently. And I did not have a consistent cycle ever since the age of 11. So my cycle came when I was 11. I was a regular for 21 years, which means that I was imbalanced for 21 years. Okay. And it was at age 33 and a half when I got myself into spiritual alignment, biological alignment, and psychological alignment that supported me in my cycle coming consistently for the last 8 years on time and exactly doing what it needs to do. Okay. So when I tell you that I also support my amazing clients in learning how to use their cycles of energy in making money and managing their emotions and losing weight. My clients have lost 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds. My clients either get one of three results or they get all three results. They either they master their emotions, they make more money, or they lose weight. They get healthier. So a win is a win. So my clients get either one, two, or all three of those options. Okay. So specifically, like I said, today we're going to be talking about overthinking or success. You can't have both in 2025. Excuse me, I'll be sipping on my warm lemon water while I'm talking to y'all. If you know, you know. Okay. And for the ones who have been in collective with me, you understand the warmth and the reason why warmth is important during certain phases of your cycle. So to those who know, you know. All right, you're gonna see me looking at my trusty iPad where I like to keep all my notes. Okay. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So a lot of y'all have been sitting on your ideas and the things that you know that you're supposed to be doing, the things that you cannot stop thinking about, but you're not moving on those things. Like you're not taking any action towards those things, or you haven't taken any action towards those things. So you're kind of stuck in this endless loop of overthinking and doubting and just, how can I say this? Kind of waiting for the perfect moment that actually never really shows up. Because let me tell you something, even when you start a business as a six-figure plus business owner, life don't stop lifing just because you decide you want to start a business or you want to get your life together. It just seems like life tends to amp everything up as soon as you make a decision to do something completely different with your life. Okay. Here's a really hard truth that I need you to understand though. Overthinking is not preparation. Okay. It's actually sloth. So when you, and I talked about this the other day about the energies that block you from wealth creation, and wealth consists of five pillars. If this is your first time joining me, wealth consists of financial resources to be able to live the type of lifestyle that you want, to be able to achieve the type of goals that you desire. Emotional fulfillment. This looks like time freedom. This looks like healthy relationships. And this also looks like growth and purpose. So when we're talking about building generational wealth, those are the five buckets that we're pouring into, not just, oh, money, because money itself is not wealth. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. So they think that leaving an insurance policy for their children is really setting them up for generational wealth when you're missing like four other major parts of that to really set your child up for success. Does that make sense? So when we're talking about the energy that blocks you from wealth, one of those energies that we talked about was sloth. And so a lot of us will think, or you hear sloth and you think of like filth, you think of like disgusting, you think of things like that, right? How about filth? How about sloth is not filth, is not disgusting. Sloth is just inaction. Sloth is literally inaction. That's why it's one of the seven deadly sins, because you literally are not taking action. So you are literally sitting in one space, and that inaction is causing you to not hit the mark, which causes you to sin. That's why being a sloth is a sin, because you're not taking any action towards fulfilling the assignment that you were actually sent here to complete. Okay. So overthinking is actually a form of sloth. And like I said, sloth is one of the deadliest sins because it keeps you from living the life that you really, really want to live. A lot of women will claim they want to do a bunch of different things, but they won't take action. I want to be able to make friends. You don't leave the house. I want to be able to date. You don't go anywhere. I want to be able to make more money in my business and sell my product to, customers and consumers. You don't talk to anyone. So nothing is going to happen with you sitting there thinking about what it is that you need to do and you actually not stepping into the fullness of actually doing that. Okay. So while you're sitting in a state of being a sloth, what ends up happening is that you watch time literally pass you by. Because one thing that you need to understand about time is that time is always going to go by. And nothing is more beautiful than watching a woman go through a transformation from January all the way into December. This is like my favorite time of year. Let me explain. I love seeing women show how they looked in January and showing like how different they look in December, all because they chose not to be a sloth anymore. They chose to take action in the area of their life that they felt is very much so important. And you just can see like the inner glow and the not just the glow up with the physical, but you see the inner glow that comes from the woman who literally has done this work. So the thing is, if you're tired of watching time slip away, and you're tired of watching these type of videos, how people start off in January and then they end up in December with everything they want, and you still sitting wondering like, dang, I started with you and then I stopped and I could have had this and I if you want to get out of that space, then I'm going to show you how to break free from that cycle today. Okay. So if you know someone who is a high achiever, who is in a space where they're always overthinking, they're always overanalyzing, they're always kind of worried about how this is going to happen, go ahead and send them this live. Send them this live so they can tap in, because what they're going to have to do is stop sitting around and collecting dust. And I'm going to support them in how they can actually start their process. Okay. So go ahead and share that with them, with these amazing, ambitious women who need it. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. I understand that you have incredible dreams, but they're collecting dust basically because you keep second guessing yourself. And second guessing, and I'm gonna tell you something, second guessing comes from your inability to trust yourself. And you don't trust yourself a lot of times due to your previous choices and decisions that you may have made when it comes down to certain things, right? Or you don't trust your ability to be able to discern based on the pattern that you recognize within yourself. That's totally normal. It completely happens. Thank you so much for these likes and follows. It totally happens. So I don't want you to really get caught up in that. It happens to the best of us. The key thing is putting yourself back into a space where you feel safe enough to trust yourself again. So how do you stop self-doubting? You make yourself a safe space again, to yourself, not to anyone else. I know we like to pride ourselves on being safe spaces for other people, but you need to make yourself a safe space so you can start trusting yourself. Y'all are out here looking for safe spaces and looking for people to trust. And the reason why you cannot find anyone to trust is because the reflection in your own mirror does not trust self. So if the reflection doesn't trust itself, then how do you expect anything else to come into your life and be trustworthy? Okay. How do you monitor that? Does that really make sense? Because I want you to really understand a lot of people end up doing that, and I need us to really stop. We spend too much time overthinking. We spend too much time thinking about all the time that's already passed by that we may have already wasted as well. Okay. And let's not forget about the guilt that starts to set in after a while because you feel guilty because you haven't acted on any of the things that you know that you were supposed to be acting on. So we're dealing with three vibrational states that are blocking you from ascending. We're dealing with doubt, we're dealing with worry, we're dealing with guilt. Those are all low vibrational states. Thank you. Hi. Thank you, my love, for these likes. Those are three low vibrational states. And in low vibrational states, such as guilt, such as doubt, such as worry, you can only create destruction. You can only destroy from those levels. You can't really do anything. And here's what I mean by that. You hear people say that and they try to make it sound all woo woo magical, but here's just the bottom line of it. If you spend a lot of your mental energy in a state of worry, you can't focus your energy on what you actually have so that you can create more from what you have. Okay. So now we're talking energetics. Everything you get from me is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. Some people can hear the vibrational state and they get all woo woo and they start making it a whole lot more than what it has to be. It's not even a big magical thing. You literally, vibration is real. When the Most High breathed into the dirt to create Adam, that was a vibration. Your breath is a vibration. Me speaking right now is literally a vibration going through and up through my throat, and we're coming through, and you can hear me because the vibration is settling through the air particles, which is actually going through, so you can actually hear me. That's how this works. So the whole vibrational state thing really matters when it comes down to manifesting, and you can't manifest things from a state of worry. You can only manifest sickness from a state of worry. Worry, chronic worry brings forth illnesses such as IBS. Okay, it even positions you for things like generalized anxiety. It also positions you to create a life, if you don't know how to manage your emotional energy, to become type 2 diabetic, which is a lifestyle illness. So because you can't control your emotional energy, you eat sweets to give you a high a high spike of dopamine, false dopamine, because that's the only thing that you can control. And next thing you know, you do that so chronically, now you have an illness. This is what happens, what manifests from worry. The only thing that can manifest from guilt is you living in a state of shame. The only thing that can manifest from you doubting yourself is you continuing to sit in position and procrastinate. These are going to be the results of you doing these things if you don't get into a space and start using certain spiritual laws. Like I tell you guys all the time, life is about understanding spiritual law, and you have to make sure when we're talking about getting out of these things, you have to start getting active in understanding how you operate spiritually. As a woman, you should be balanced spiritually, biologically, and psychologically. These things are very important for you to thrive. You got to be right in your spirit, right in your mind, right in your body. Okay. Because if we have issues in any of those areas, there's going to be strong disruptions and distractions in our life, in the actual physical reality. Okay. So these are the things that we really need to pay attention to. And emotions like doubt, emotions like worry, emotions like guilt keep us in that state. So if you're wanting to elevate and you're wanting to grow, you're going to have to come out of that. You're not stuck because you're lazy. Okay. So I want to make that very clear. You're stuck because, and I want you to hear me when I say this, you're stuck because sloth has disguised itself as procrastination and overthinking. You're not lazy. Okay. You're just in a state of being a sloth, which is inaction. Okay. Sloth doesn't mean doing nothing, it means delaying action on your dreams out of fear, doubt, or perfectionism. That's what that means. You're not moving due to your belief. I was having a really good conversation with one of my really good friends yesterday. And she said to me, my biggest problem is procrastination. And so I let her continue to just kind of talk and tell me about what she felt like it was. And I explained to her, I said, procrastination isn't real. And people laugh at me when I say that, but it's very true. Procrastination is not real. And she said, well, what do you mean? I was like, it's not real because the truth is you're procrastinating because you're not taking action because of a belief. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. You're not taking action because there's a certain belief. If I gave you a contract saying that I would have to pay you a certain amount of money for you to be somewhere, and it was the money that you desired and you needed and you wanted, and you knew when you signed the contract you were going to get it, you would be exactly where I need you to be. And you wouldn't hesitate. You wouldn't procrastinate. Why? Because you signed that contract. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. So why is it that you wouldn't bust a move on a contract, really, where any lawyer can get out of any contract? All you need to get out of any contract is a really good lawyer. That's why every once in a while you have amazing artists that come out like Frank Ocean that trick the music industry, and then they have to come up with another, loophole to cover. Okay, he played us, so we're gonna figure out how he can't play us again. Then we start doing 360 deals. Then we start locking people in like that, so they can't go in and do other things and move around and get around us. Every contract can be like discarded. All you need is an excellent lawyer who would take the time to really read it and find the loophole. But we have more faith in these contracts. We have more faith in these different things than we do in our own ability. So procrastination is not real. What's real is your belief. And that's what's blocking you from getting to the next level. That's the truth. So anytime you find yourself saying, I'm just a big procrastinator, you're a liar. I don't want you to go into 2025 being a liar. I mean, somebody got to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you. You're not a procrastinator. You have a belief issue. And until you deal with that belief issue, you will continue to operate like a sloth. And that is one of the most deadliest sins, because to sin by definition means to miss the mark. So because you don't take action due to your belief, you miss the mark, meaning you miss your assignment, meaning, yeah, you get my drift. Okay. So I don't think we really understand what that looks like and what this really is. So let's go ahead and get into kind of like why overthinking is spiritual misalignment. Because I think people have to understand that the things that are manifesting into your physical reality, excuse me, excuse me, are the things that have been sitting and stagnant and firing up, or either firing up your spiritual reality. Everything that is physical starts in the spiritual realm. Even when it comes down to illness, people want to argue about that, baby. Argue in the comments. Argue with yourself. And this is coming from somebody who has done spiritual healing to heal certain conditions and different things from my own vessel. So when I'm telling you these things have a spiritual root, like even women ask me, like, okay, so how did I lose 100 pounds? Truthfully, I healed. Because once I healed the thought process and the belief around why I was eating the way that I was eating, and why and how I was not managing my emotions and regulating myself, so I was using food to be a regulator. When I began to understand myself deeply, I no longer use food to fill up. I started to use it as fuel, and the weight started falling off. And this is before I had even started working out. But what changed, and this comes from a person who did, like, before that, I did like 10 to 15 years of yo-yo dieting, up and down, up and down, up and down. I would lose 40 pounds, gain 50 back. Lose 50 pounds, gain 70 back. I would just be going back and forth, doing this over and over and over again, right? And so but the key thing is like, why does a person keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? Because that person has not made up their mind. It's the exact same reason why you see women going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to someone that they know, that you're looking at like, why are you continuing to go there? Because they haven't made up their mind. And when people haven't made up their mind, you can't force them to try to make up their mind. It was when I made up my mind about how I wanted to live and how I saw food and how I saw myself, is when I no longer needed the weight, and the weight fell off. See, a lot of us don't realize that a lot of us carry a bunch of weight on us and around us for protection. We're fear of being seen. See, I really didn't want to be seen like that, because then you would really possibly see how much pain I actually was in and how harmful I was to myself. But I was masking it in weight and masking it in anger. Okay. So you really have to kind of think about that. So let's go ahead and get into, again, why overthinking is spiritual misalignment. Number one, mental clutter. Okay. Hey, my love, your mind is overloaded with doubt, with fear, and worst case scenarios. Like, most people, the first thing they're going to say is, what if it doesn't work? It's rare that you hear someone say, what if this all goes right? Primarily, people would say, what if this goes wrong? You already kill the vibe with that mindset. You will say, oh, I want to go on vacation, and then turn around and say, oh, I can't afford that. You've already canceled out. Here's the crazy part: the air particles obey you when you speak. That is how another person is able to hear you. It has to obey the path of vibrating and traveling to your eardrum, that sends a signal to the left part of your brain and say, hey, someone is talking to you. And this is the message that's actually coming through to you. Okay. So when you say that, when you say your words out loud, that's what's happening in your own brain. And your brain does not recognize humor. So if you're saying to yourself, man, I want to go on vacation, but I can't afford that. The brain hears vacation, can't afford that. Vacation, can't afford that. Vacation, can't afford that. That's what your brain hears. And you say that so much that repetition is the language of the subconscious mind. So guess what? Vacations are always expensive to you. Travel is always expensive for you. That is always your reality. That is what you see, because that is what you have programmed your mind to see. And this is why it tells you in scripture that there's power of life and death in the tongue. You magnetize things into your space when you speak these things out loud like this. And I don't think women really realize that. When I say that I support ambitious leaders in achieving magnetic influence, is not that they already don't have magnetic influence. It's just that they are magnetizing the wrong things into their space. You are a magnet. It tells you in scripture, so a man thinking in his heart, so is he. Okay? So a man thinking in his heart, so is he. So what you think about yourself in your subconscious mind is the reality of how you see yourself. And if you see yourself as a person who can't do X, Y, Z, or that this is your experience, X, Y, Z, that all men are trash, there's no money, there's this and there's that, then that is always going to be, okay? That is always going to be your reality. What if I receive a sound in the right ear about compassion? I'm not sure what you mean. You would have to elaborate. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay. So when your mind is overloaded with doubt, with fear, with worst case scenarios, it's like trying to drive through a storm, honestly. Like imagine the worst storm that you've ever been in and you were driving. Could you see the road clear ahead? Even you ever been in such a storm to where like you got the window wipers going and you still can't see? You still can't see because the storm is that bad. That's what's happening in your mind. That's what you're doing. That's what it's like with mental clutter. You can't see where you're going because it's too much stuff in the way. It's too much going on. And you're not really paying attention to that. So you can't even move ahead. So guess what? Now you're sitting. Well, how do I get to a space of mental clutter and, how do I clear up my mind, or what is it, when my mind is overloaded with fear and doubt and worst case scenarios, what do I need to do? Okay, what you actually need to do is that you need to guard your gates. If your mind is overloaded with so much clutter to where it's only fear, doubt, and worst case scenarios, what that lets me know is that a lot of your intake of information is fear mongering programming. A lot of your intake of information is information that is causing you to doubt who you are. A lot of the information that you take into your mind pushes you away from who you truly are. That's what that lets me know. So that lets me know that society programs you. You don't program yourself when you wake up in the morning. You don't program yourself in the morning by speaking proper affirmations to yourself. You don't wake up in the morning and command your day. You wake up in the morning and get on social media. You wake up in the morning and you watch television. You wake up in the morning and allow all these other outside entities to connect with you before you even connect with yourself. So therefore, they run you. You don't run you. See, you're supposed to take your thoughts captive. If you're an overthinker, that lets me know that you lack the ability to take your thoughts captive, which means that your thoughts run you. And your thoughts are not supposed to run you. Your thoughts are not supposed to run you, because there's a difference between thoughts, and there's a difference between a thought, and there's a difference between over and thinking. So if you are thinking about something and overthinking about something, that means you allowed that thought to stick longer than it needed to stay. Number one, okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. You let that thought stay longer than it should have stayed. It's an overstayed guess, and guess what? It's wearing out its welcome in your mind, and you're allowing it. You're allowing it. I teach this thing to my clients, and our free game, I'll give you this gem. You need to start seeing your emotions as visitors. And you need to see that you have a 2-bedroom house, and one of those bedrooms belong to you. The other room is for your emotional guest. And you need to decide only one emotion can reside in the house at one time. And you get to decide how long that emotion gets to reside in that specific room. Okay? All of these things are a part of your control. You invite these things into your space. They don't have to stay. Feelings are very fleeting. Okay? When something enters your mind that does not belong, you don't have a challenging process for it, which is why you allow that detrimental thought to stay. Then you start thinking on it too long. Then you start worrying about it, which positions you for overthinking. And when you start overthinking so much chronically, you begin to weaken your spleen, because worry sends a terrible vibration down all the way to your bone marrow, to where your bone marrow will start sending out T stem cells to your spleen, which will cause your spleen to not act right, which will cause your spleen not to work with the stomach, which will cause your spleen to cause you to have digestive issues. And 6 months later, you're in the doctor's office and they're telling you got IBS, and they're telling you to stop stressing and to eat according to the food map. But see, you don't really understand the energetics of it. So you try all these things and these things don't work, because why? You lack belief. Stress is what is knocking you down and taking you out. That overthinking is a huge sign of you being faithless. People don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Overthinking is a sign of being faithless. Okay. And being faithless is spiritual misalignment, because without belief, I mean, it is impossible, right? I'm just saying. So let's go ahead to the second aspect of why overthinking is spiritual alignment next to this mental clutter. Perfectionism is fear. You've convinced yourself that everything has to be perfect before you can start. But perfectionism is just procrastination in a prettier outfit. See, And I already told y'all that procrastination ain't real. And I just told y'all why procrastination wasn't real. Okay? I just explained that. And what I'm telling you is that your perfectionism is nothing but procrastination in a pretty dress. So it's a pretty lie. Oh, girl, I'm not getting started because everything is not ready. Girl, I don't have my setup for content, so that's why I'm not starting my business and doing this. Let me tell you something. Let me put y'all on game. I just got in 2020. I ended up getting a new phone because I cracked my phone. Before that, I had an 8 plus. Baby, I had already made $60,000 on that 8 plus, and it was a crack. My camera had a little crack in it. If you There are videos you can go back and see from a couple of years ago that I have that might be on YouTube and other spaces. And baby, it's like a little fuzzy. And y'all are out here talking about some, I don't have this, so I'm not gonna do this right now because I need this, I need this. You need to start. You need to start. You really should have started yesterday. You need to start. Because all the excuses about, oh, I just need to do this, everything needs to be perfect. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. You need to start the process because you ain't doing nothing but lying. You're not waiting on things to be perfected. You're waiting on getting over your imposter syndrome, which really don't exist either. I bought a camera from Temu, $10, no excuses, period. And Kendra is one of my clients. Like, why y'all like, what are we talking about right now? Perfectionism is the biggest scam and the biggest lie that a lot of women, especially Black women, struggle with, because you feel like you need to look the part and feel the part and do this, and you're not doing it like this. Y'all are comparing y'all day one to like 10 years for other people. That's why the Most High tells you not to covet, because you don't know what's going on. And I just told y'all that coveting, jealousy, which is a step above coveting, is a huge blocker to your success, because you are looking at what someone else is doing and thinking, oh my God, I would love that for me. You don't even know what is going on over there. Y'all do this with relationships, y'all do this with business, you do this in a multitude of ways. Why? You have your own piece of the pie. That's what you got to understand. You got your own piece of the pie. Okay. It literally tells you in scripture that you have dominion, meaning you have your own lane. But you can't get access to your own lane when you're trying to act like someone else, or trying to say, I'm not good enough. It needs to be perfect for me to start. Trying to say, I'm not good enough. It needs to be perfect for me to start. Start now and work through it later. Perfect the processes. Perfection from the human being and the person is not required, because that's not real. Perfect the processes in your business. Make those things smooth. Make those things exceptionary. Make those things like effective and efficient. Stop trying to perfect the person. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. I'm not perfect. I don't even try to act like it. So all this, I gotta have it right before I do this and before I do that. There's no such thing as you having it all right. That's like people saying, "Oh, I'm gonna have children. We're gonna have children when we're ready." You're never really ready for kids, and they show you that when they get here. Like, you're never really ready for them. You think you have everything together, and then boom, something happens. You're like, "What? I was not even prepared for that." Exactly. There is no such thing as in certain positions as getting perfect for them. It just doesn't work that way. Okay, so that really is another form of fear, because that perfectionism is really rooted in the lie, right? It's rooted in the belief that I'm not good enough where I am. That's what that says. And that is a spiritual violation to the scripture that talks about how you're beautifully and wonderfully made. So if you choose to reject what is your reality and the reality of your creation for societal opinions, you're going to always have a problem. You're going to always have a problem, because you're trying to measure yourself by or using a system that didn't even create you. Hey, love. Society didn't create you. So how are you allowing them to berate you? How are you allowing them to berate you? And notice I said two different things there. Berate you, as in lower level rate you from A to B, or berate you, as in speak down to you as if you are nothing. How do you allow someone who didn't create you to be able to have that type of power over you? And society didn't create you. Please understand that man is a creation of the creator. Society is a creation of man. So you are literally allowing lower level, third level opinion to block your ability to ascend to a higher level. I just want you to think about that. You are going by America's beauty standards, or by, societal beauty standards, when society didn't create you, and society consistently moves the goalposts and what beauty actually is and what beauty looks like. But yet you continue to submit to their systems. It just does not make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. This is why women feel like, even when they go into situations with marriages and stuff, I need to be the perfect wife. I need to be the perfect mom. I need to be this, so this person won't leave me, so I won't deal with all this. Listen, 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 listen. There is nothing you can do to control things that are going to happen outside of yourself. The only thing that you can do is be in control of yourself. And in being in control of yourself is honoring the fact that you have strengths and weaknesses. We're not, see, the problem is with people who struggle with perfectionism. Can I tell y'all what y'all biggest issue is? Y'all trying too hard to play up your light, and you're trying to play down the dark parts of who you are, when the dark parts of who you are actually are the things that are going to support you in maneuvering. See, y'all try to play up the light so much as if you don't have dark and we see your darkness. That's what makes it clear, because y'all shining too much light. You understand what I'm saying? You're shining too much light, and you're not being authentic, and you're not being honest. And because you're showing so much light, we can actually see your darkness, because you're trying to play up the light. You give people a reason to investigate the light because it's so bright. And if the bright light is authentic, that's totally fine. But see, when the bright light is not authentic, because it's coming from a space and a spirit of perfectionism, which is a lie in a pretty dress, you're gonna get found out. And this is why a lot of women deal with things like imposter syndrome. And when women come to work with me, I always have to explain that imposter syndrome isn't real unless you you really aren't who you say you are. There's no reason for you to feel like an imposter unless you are not who you say you are. Then you are an imposter, and you are suffering from a syndrome. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's in alignment with you, then you are not an imposter. So what's the problem? Okay? What's the problem? And I think people tend to position themselves to that because they're so stuck on this whole thing with perfectionism. All right? Third reason why overthinking is spiritual misalignment. Sloth in action. Okay, that's basically what it is. Here's a deeper truth, and I know, like I said, a lot of us thought sloth was like, filth and all of that, but sloth really is just like inaction. That it's it's not about being lazy. It's literally about burying your gifts and delaying the action on what you know you meant to do. And you know who else did that? I don't know if y'all were here in February where I did that live that's on YouTube right now that went real heavy viral, where I talked about the story, the parable of the talents. The man that buried his talent. There was a man, if you're not familiar with the story in scripture, but there was a man um who had a lot of money, and he had these three servants, and he all gave him money. He said, "Hey, take this and I'll be back." Basically do something with it. Gave one of them, I think, 5,000 pounds, another one 3,000 pounds, another one 1,000 pounds, right? So the 5,000 pound dude, he flipped it, he doubled it, boom, he got 10K. Okay. The dude with 3,000, boom, he went there, he flipped it, he got 6K. Bet. The dude who had 1K buried it. He buried his 1,000 pounds into the dirt. So when the man returned, and he was like, what happened? What did y'all do with the money? Da da da. First guy came, he said, "Look what I did. I flipped it. I got 10,000." He was like, "Wonderful." So he rewarded him. You know what I'm saying? Basically brought him on in. "Wonderful. You did amazing with your talents." Boom. Second dude, he had three. He flipped it to six. "Wonderful. Look at what you did. Da da da." Here comes the guy with the one. He says, "I know how much you value your money. So I was so afraid that I was going to lose it that I buried it." You know what his response was? The guy to him burying that money? According to Matthew 25 and 26. You wicked, slothful servant. You wicked, slothful servant. Why was he wicked? Why was he slothful? Okay. He was wicked because how dare you not have no faith? How dare you not have any belief? It's wicked to not believe, especially considering the fact that it tells you in Genesis that you are created in the likeness and in the character of the one that created everything. So because you lack belief and you lack that ability, you decided to bury this. How dare you be so wicked and you ain't took no action? And I gave you the keys to actually do something and you didn't do nothing with it. Not only did he take that 1,000 from him, but turn around and give it to the other dude, the one who weighed, I think he gave it to the one that made 10,000. Dude got in trouble though. And basically I almost lost his life because listen, you wasted your talent. You're going to be seen for not, and let me explain. And I said this in February and people didn't believe me. And because I had a vision and it was so, I cried. You can go back and still go look at the live. I was crying on there because that's how it really was. That's how real it is. A lot of y'all, and I said this in February, a lot of you who have continued to waste your talents, the little that money that you do have, the little things that you do have are going to be snatched from you because you are not stewarding your talents properly. You are over there being a sloth. And that's why sloth is one of the most 7 deadly sins, because not taking action is, no action is still a decision. See, not making a choice is still a choice. And that's what you got to realize. You have to answer for your choices and for your decisions, even the ones you choose not to make. And that's the thing I don't think that we realize. Y'all are sitting around here burying your talents. The parable of the talents really reminds us not to bury our gifts and not to wait for the perfect moment. Because what that is saying is that we're rejecting the blessings that the Most High has already given us. Every time, every day you delay, you are telling the Most High, I don't trust my purpose. And that's why you sitting at that 9 to 5 that's draining you the hell out, that's stressing you out, that's got you looking crazy, that won't promote you, that won't give you no extra money because you ain't supposed to be there anyway. So that's why it's hell over there for you, because you ain't even supposed to be in that. You was been supposed to be gone, and you know that. This is what you know, but out of fear, out of doubt, out of lack of taking action, being a sloth, you are struggling. You are struggling because of that. And it all comes down to your belief. I want you to really think about that. Imagine waking up every single day and having clarity, okay? Confidence and knowing exactly what you're working towards. Just imagine, okay? Picture finally taking a leap, whether it is stepping into the fullness of your business, pursuing that project that you need to pursue, or stepping into just a new chapter of life in general and feeling the freedom that comes with aligned action. Okay? I want you to think about that. What it would feel like to really break free from the weight of overthinking and start creating the life that you actually desire. What if you could do that? All praises to the Most High who this is resonating with. What if you could do that? Let me tell y'all something. One of my clients came to me and she was paralyzed with overthinking, right? She had been for years trying to get people enrolled in her program where she was teaching women how to use their voice, to tell their stories, to elevate the lives of others. And she wasn't getting any clients. Like, she was really struggling. She was really struggling with the overthinking. She constantly kept tweaking and kept doubting. And she took one class. She took one class with me. She took the Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup Masterclass. That's the class that she took, the masterclass that she took with me. And within 30 days, really less than 30 days, within 10 days, she got 9 clients. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I just told my age with that. But 9. And she got 5 clients within 24 hours of her taking that class. So when I tell you I'm not new to this, I'm very, very true to it. It even positioned her to a point to where she was getting ready to leave her 9 to 5 In the years that she's been doing the work that she's been doing, she only was able to get one client. After doing the work, she got 9 in less than 10 days. So while y'all are sitting around here trying to figure it out, like my former, what, like I used to be married, so I call her my sister in love still, even though I'm not married to her brother no more. She would always say, while you're trying to figure it out, God has already worked it out. And that's the truth. That course is the Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup Masterclass, but hold tight. Hold tight. Okay. So that particular class supported her in that, right? It supported her in that. She stopped overthinking and she started actually doing her work. So I know you're probably asking, well, how do I stop overthinking? How do I start creating? Number one, clear the mental clutter. And you clear the mental clutter by understanding your design and how you operate, being in sync with your cycle, being in sync with the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle: menstrual, follicular, ovulation, and luteal. I hate that y'all get on here and limit the science of your body by just talking about ovulation is a way to go lay on your back and how you act like animals when you see a man because you start ovulating. I hate that y'all don't understand the formula on how to use that to be able to make money, because that's the formula that I teach my clients. That's the formula that I taught my clients that's gone from 5 figures to 6 figures and 6 figures to multi 6 figures. They still making money off that formula. Why you using it to try to get a man attention to lay on your back? But you ain't got no money in your pocket. But you got time to sit around and be worrying about. See, that's why Kendrick out here making them songs talking about some y'all who think they cuter than you. Yeah, because you're not in tune with yourself to understand how powerful you are. Yes, new moon, and it's I'm the opposite. I'm in winter, so I'm the opposite. I'm not ovulating today. I'm actually in the other one. But when you understand those aspects of yourself, you know how to keep your power. You understand how to detach because you understand how to release, receive, and reject. Okay, so it's clear the mental clutter, and you clear the mental clutter by getting in alignment with your design. You have to understand that there is a connection between your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, and your ovaries. That is a brain connection, and that connection can support you in making money. So while y'all out here talking about some, ooh, when I'm ovulating, I be acting like this. Ooh, when I'm ovulating, I be acting like this. Because ovulation is for creation. Either you creating babies or you creating something. If y'all ain't creating nothing but a mess, then I hate it for you. I hate that you're using your portal like that. Life come through that. Let's go. How do we know what hormonal phase that we are in? I have a course that teaches you on that. Let me know if you want that link. You have to track it. You have to start tracking it from menstrual. That's how you know. Okay. My body tells me on ovulation. As amazing. My body, and as it should. My body tells me exactly where I am at every phase. Like some, you know how you hear some. I'll explain how in tune my clients tend to get with their bodies. DM me, Mia, and I'll send it to you. I have 2 options. I have one for $97, and I have the entire system for $333. You let me know which one you want. Put me to. If you want to know the difference between the two, I'll explain that in just a moment. But you can get both with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay. I think one is a 111. Listen, you sure you know how to make a girl feel the spirit. Oh, well, all praises to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. I want the all praises to the Most High. So you let me know which one you want. You want the 333 one, or you want the 111. I think it's 111. I'm saying 97, but I think it's 111. And I'll explain both of those towards the end. I'm pregnant, so would I have to wait until I get my cycle back? No. You can actually be prepared because you need to understand your hormonal cycle. And you need to understand how your organs are working double time because you're carrying the baby, right? So your organs are working double time because you're carrying the baby. So this is heavy liver function. This is heavy kidney function. This is heavy heart function. Your heart even enlarges. Okay. This is spleen function. And so because you've been able to conceive, which means that cycle is working properly and kidney and heart was functioning very strong, conception was able to take place. So what we have to do is that I need you to be feeding those organs that are working double time. because as they're working double time, there are things that you're losing. So during pregnancy, that's how you see a lot of different things happening with moms and different things, because the organs are working double time. So so it definitely can be supportive, especially in the meal area. With the Harmony and Six program, which is the one at 333, that comes with a actual meal plan. You get the full-fledged meal plan on how you need to be eating for all phases of your cycle. Okay. So yeah, make sure y'all DM me and let me know. The only thing about the cycle syncing links that I send out, because they're not really active links, they're only going to stay active for 24 hours. So if you don't get it, you got to come back to me again, ask for me again, because it's gonna go away. Okay. So, but the first thing is, like I said, break the cycle by getting rid of the mental clutter. You get rid of the mental clutter by getting more so in alignment with your cycle. The second thing that you want to do is that you want to take micro actions. So people have asked me like how I'm able to do certain things. I jump and I take risk. However, how can I say this? I jump and I take risks, but I do micro actions. So for like example, right now I'm in my 40s, right? So I told y'all I'm 41. I just turned 41 December 8th. So I take risk in deciding when I'm going to do certain things. Yay! I'm so excited. I can't wait to read it. Look, I'm so easily distracted. I can't wait to read it. But I aligned actions or micro actions, I will do small things. So I'm in a space in my 40s now. I've love working out. I love all that. But now I'm in a space where I actually want to strength train and build my body out a little bit more. So I will break up my workouts. So if I'm doing core or something like that in the morning, I will do core maybe like for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning, and then I'll break it up. Maybe when I get off here, I'll go do something else, and then that's a small workout. And maybe towards the end, I'll go and do maybe a mile walk at the end of the day. So I have basically been working out throughout the day. If I'm sitting here and I'm doing work and the TV is on, I'm gonna pick up a weight and I'm gonna do something, and I'm feeling everything. I'm feeling my muscle memory coming to. I'm feeling these different things happening within my body, but I do micro actions. So I'm not gonna sit there and do an hour work. I even tell y'all that. I'm not going to sit there and be doing an hour workout in straight. I'm not, that don't work with my design. See, and this is another thing that I work with my clients on. When you align with your feminine design, you get to realize and figure out what actually works best for your design. Everything isn't good for you. So my workouts in that area is being broken up. For you, it may be 10,000 steps, but for the next person, 10,000 steps may not work. So it's very important for you to understand, yes, habit stacking and time blocking is a great way to be able to do it perfect. I got a walking pad with my standings. That's exactly. I have a walking pad as well because I love going outside. So if I can't go outside and get my cardio, I got a walking pad. I got weights. I got all these other different things that will support me. So micro actions are very, very important. Breaking those things into small little tasks. Mini Habits is a really good book. I used to recommend that for my clients a whole lot. Get the book Mini Habits. It will support you in showing you how to break down maybe things that you want to do into smaller bites so that you actually can get them done. So like don't focus on the whole staircase, okay? Just focus on the next step. That's how we have to look at it. So what is one small action that I can do today to take me closer to where I want to be? Okay? So that's the second thing that you want to do. So first, clear the mental clutter. Two, take micro action. The third thing that has to happen is stop worshiping perfection. Stop worshiping perfection, because y'all pissing me off with that, okay? Stop waiting on the moment to wear that good dress. Stop waiting on the moment to put your product out there. Stop waiting on the moment to take that trip. Stop waiting on the moment to do XYZ for things to be perfect. Understand that progression always beats perfection every single time, because perfection is real and progression is real and perfection is not. Okay? So your dream doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to exist outside of your mind, outside of your personal reality. You know what I'm saying? So really tap into that. Stop worshiping perfection. Seriously. Okay? Fourth thing that needs to happen. You need to reclaim your energy from sloth. Okay? Every time you procrastinate or overthink, you are giving your power completely away. So reclaim it to aligned action, no matter how small it is, right? So, like I said, for example, I could be sitting here watching a show. I'm gonna pick up something and be working out or do something really small. I don't care. I'm doing something every single day that's gonna support me having a stronger body, a stronger core, this and that. The body that I'm working on right now in at 41 is so I can be amazing and I can be fit and I can be mobile and I can be doing everything I want to do at 60. See, y'all are not thinking longevity wise. If you are in your 20s, you need to be working on yourself right now so you Gucci in your 40s. Because if I'm, I mean, let me tell you the truth. You know why I'm having to do a lot of more of my work now? Because I didn't start till my 30s. See, I blew my 20s. I blew my 20s and I felt it in my 30s. Okay. And so I shifted my 30s. Okay. And went into a better space in my 40s. Your masterclass in honor of your best friend blessed me so much this year. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for that. I sure miss my girl. I ain't finna get emotional, but thank you for that. Okay. So you want to reclaim that energy from being a sloth. You want to do that. You want to do that by just taking small actions. It don't matter how small it is. At least you're doing something, okay? 2025 is less than 48 hours away. If you don't break the cycle of overthinking right now, which is positioning you to be a sloth, which is one of the most deadly sins because you get nothing done, not because you're filthy, but because you literally allow your belief to block your next level. And it is your belief that impacts your biology, and your biology that influences the way that you behave as a woman. You understand what I'm saying? You got to know that. And how do I know that to be true? Ask any of your good friends who had pregnancy scares. I bet they was throwing up. I bet they was feeling sick. I bet they was feeling all the things that they thought went along with pregnancy, right? Until they went to the doctor and the doctor said they're not pregnant. Then why you stop throwing up? Why? Because belief impacts biology and biology influences the way you behave. Your body is so powerful that it tricks it into believing that this is your experience right now when this is really not even happening. That's how powerful you are. So please understand that the longer you wait, okay, the longer that you wait, the harder it becomes to move. Overthinking is literally a thief that steals your time, it steals your energy, it steals your attention. And honestly, it steals the life that you were meant to live, truthfully. And for this reason is the very reason I created the Magnetic Muse and I did the Magnetism Reset Masterclass. The Magnetic Muse is a program that is about 3 months. You can get the 3 month option or the 6 month option. And that program really supports you in very, very core areas of emotional and emotional mastery, wealth creation and attraction, as well as feminine magnetism. So it supports you in understanding how you manifest, how you magnetize, how you attract, and teaches you how to get a hold of these things, mainly get a hold of yourself so that you can start creating the reality that you actually desire. This is what I have done for myself. This is what I've been able to do for myself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is something I've been able to do for myself. You're looking at a woman who has set herself on fire and burned down the identity she had at least about 3 times. The first time it happened is when my best friend died. The old me, she had to die. Because if I didn't, she was gonna die. That me was gonna die with her. Okay, so that had to die. When I became divorced, that part of who I was had to die. Okay, when I became a six-figure business owner, the part of I couldn't do these things, that part of me had to die. I'm entering into a new realm and I'm about to set myself on fire again. And I can't tell y'all what it is yet, but when it comes, oh, I'm about to set myself on fire again and burn down the identity. And as you see, even the transition in my look, I've already started. So the thing is, if it's something that you don't like within your life and your reality that you've magnetized into your experience that's now magnified, you're going to have to light a match and burn that identity down to the ground. You're going to have to hit the reset button on your magnetism. And if you want to get started with that, two things that I can help you do right now to start the process of, shifting your magnetism to start magnetizing and attracting the things that you truly desire. The first thing that needs to happen is, or the first thing I would tell you is that you need to get in sync with your cycle. So if you're not even in sync with your cycle to understand how your mood, your money, and movement supports you in this space, so then you need to get the Magnetism Reset Masterclass. That masterclass is going to support you in the following areas. It's going to help you get control of your emotional highs and lows by helping you sync with your cycle at the base level. Okay. It's also going to support you in understanding how you can align your wealth creating or your revenue generating creating activities can be centered around the highest peak of your menstrual cycle phases. And then also, you're going to learn how to use your mood, your money, and movement, okay, to elevate and cultivate your health. So, if you are looking to improve your money situation, improve your mood, improve your health, then you need to get the Magnetism Reset Masterclass. It's $150. You can click the link in the bio to get access to that. You will get access to it today. You get the rhythm plan that comes with it, and you get a copy of that masterclass. You also get some information about the program that's starting in January 15th, which is known as the Magnetic Muse. So the Magnetic Muse program that I was talking about earlier is a four-figure investment. That is a 3-month program that is literally going to shift your life experience. It's for high achieving women who want to increase their feminine magnetism. It's for women who want to make sure that they're magnetizing and magnifying the things that they truly desire in their life. This is for women who want to attract more wealth, and wealth in the form of, like I said previously, financial resources, emotional fulfillment, time freedom, healthy relationships, and growth and purpose. I have gotten women results in all 5 of those categories. Women have come to work with me and improved their financial resources. Women have come to work with me and gotten emotional fulfillment. Women have come to work with me and been able to secure themselves in a space to where they leave their jobs and they have time freedom. Women have come to work with me and they have developed and created and built healthier relationships, romantically and friendships. Women have come to work with me and have gotten results in growth areas of purpose. What type of clients normally come to work with me? Your nurses come to work with me. Your doctors come to work with me. Your social workers and your attorneys, they come to work with me. Your business coaches, your teachers, so they come to work with me because I teach on a level of energetics where I understand how emotions impact you on a cellular level and how they can evoke sickness within the body if you are not careful. So I support my clients in reversing these things. Like I said, some of the results have been I've helped clients lower their A1Cs. I've helped clients improve liver function. I've helped clients heal hormonal acne that has been bothering them for months, almost into a year. I've helped clients lose weight. So holistic healing is my strength and my strong suit. Okay. And once you do that work, the money comes. And a lot of times women come in and, they want the money, but the money comes after the obedience. Every client who's made money with me, they went through a process of pruning first, and they had to shed an aspect of themselves before the money came. And the money became attractive to them. And I say attractive to them in the sense of money started chasing them not chasing money. Okay. So yeah. You said nurses first help us, girl, baby, because y'all burnt out. All my nurse clients. Yeah, y'all are burnt out in the medical field for sure. Okay. So what questions do y'all have now that y'all have an understanding about overthinking, how overthinking produces worry, and how overthinking and that type of worry puts you in a position of being a sloth, and how a sloth is, of course, one of the deadliest sins because you don't execute, you don't get the things done, and it's due to your lack of belief. Okay, it's due to that aspect. So what questions do you have for me? You can click the link in the bio to be able to get access to any of my products and services. I do have a book on Amazon that you can get. It is $55 paperback and 35 Kindle, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, if you are interested in the Magnetic Muse program, then the 4-figure program, then DM me your email with the word Muse, so I know exactly what I am sending you. Okay. So I will shoot you that information or have my assistant shoot it to you so you'll be able to look over the information. We are starting January the 15th. So it's going to be lots and lots of fun, especially because I love community so much. I'm so sad that tonight's going to be the last night for the Sacred Feminine League because I love community. We have about 20 something, it's almost 30 y'all in there. I was looking, it's like 28 women in there. Um And the community is just so amazing. And some of those women are going to be transitioning into the magnetic muse program. And let me say this, I'm only taking 5 people in the magnetic muse program to start. The magnetic muse program is the revamp of my leading with lipstick program, which is a program I had in 2021. That program was so successful that program was so successful. My graduating class, that's the 5 figure to 6 figure to 6 figure to multi 6 figure. My client went from um not really having clients to growing to having celebrity clients. So my work speaks for itself. And then also too, I know a lot of people say, well, do you work with, I know you work with business owners, and do you work with people who work in corporate? One of my amazing clients is a project manager. Former client, she's a project manager. And when we started working together, it was right after a failed engagement. It was right after her being kind of really down and not really feeling herself, just kind of like spending, being everyone's person. And after we worked together, she unlocked her executive presence. So she got started getting 5 figure bonuses every year since we've been working together. Um, she has not is now dating men of a higher caliber that meet her standards, that are absolutely amazing. What else happening? She had only went on one, I think, solo trip when we first started, and she became a digital nomad where she started. Baby, she was in Colombia. I think I just saw not too long ago. She was in DC. Baby, she been doing her thing. And for the women who are like, well, I bet she probably is this and she's that. My client is a beautiful, amazing project manager. She is absolutely gorgeous, and she does not fit whatever they say the status quo is. She is a plus size woman. She is absolutely immaculate, and everything that this world says that she can't have, she having it and some. So when I tell you, child, Siri get on my nerves. Just talking, not talking. But when I tell you I'm not new to this, I'm very true to this. So it's, ain't she gorgeous in and out? I love her. I just adore her. I adore her so much. And she not playing. She not playing with these men. She not playing about her money. She not playing about the richness of her experiences. She's not playing about any of it. She is literally that girl. She is that girl in a world that tells her that she should be that girl. Child, please. So when I tell you you can have these things can be magnetized into your reality and magnified in your reality, but you have to start making some decisions. You have to hit the reset button on your magnetism. And if you want to start, like I said, click the link in the bio, get the course, um, or get the book, or DM me the word magnetic. What questions do you guys have for me before I get ready to go? Because I got to get ready to go, y'all. All right, so get ready to go. What questions do you guys have for me? Drop them, drop them, drop them. My mom and T texting me, hey, you busy? I'm on live. I'm on live. What's wrong? What book? The book I have is called Retiring the Cape, A Radiant Path to Flourishing. It is for women who want to trade out a life of burnout for a life of fulfillment. I break down the entire process of how you can achieve what many will call building generational wealth, starting by building the wealth and recognizing the wealth within yourself and retiring the cape. So grab that book. It is going to get you right. It is the process that I took when I started my journey that positioned me to be where I am. And I go into great detail, and there's activities and a whole bunch of different things in there to be able to support you. You can get it on Kindle, you can get it on um, paperback. But yeah, that's it. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Look at me being nosy, looking out the window, child, like an old lady. Any questions? And congratulations to those who have purchased um, the magnetism reset. I've seen a couple of them come through. So congratulations. I can't wait to hear all about it. I'm gonna go check this testimonial for my client, baby, before I go. Cause I'm too lit about that. She said the Sacred Feminine League really did it for her, and I cannot wait to go in here and see what she say. Because that's what I like, results. That's what's important to me, results. Women actually winning because they're actually implementing what I'm telling them is what I value. Is thinking gifts equal love? If I give more, I will get more. Same to you, my love. Is thinking. I don't think I understand your question. I feel like I might know what you're saying, but I don't want to automatically assume. What I feel like you may be saying is what I feel like you may be saying is, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is that if you continue to give love to people, that means that they're going to automatically give you back love because you give it out. Is that what you're saying? Because I feel like that's what I'm grasping from it, and I could be wrong. But let me know, and that way I can answer that. Now I can say if that is what you're saying, then not necessarily, because I think that's a perception that we have sometimes. People have the perception that just because they're paying attention to people so much and paying attention to every small thing that they may need and they're meeting the need in XYZ, that they make the assumption that the other person that they're dealing with is just as attentive and number one, is that attentive, number one, and then two, is that attentive to you, number two. And I think we make that mistake. Most people are not paying attention. Most people are projecting what it is that they feel on the inside of themselves versus them actually paying attention to what's happening around them, which is why when people do things to you or try to do things to you, those things a lot of times are not necessarily about you, they're more so about them. So people project more than they actually pay attention, and people who tend to give love like that and always giving love, giving, hoping that someone would give it back to them, are normally people who pay very close attention to other people, but they don't pay close attention to themselves. Because if they paid close attention to themselves, they would offer themselves first pour. They would pour themselves a glass first before trying to serve someone else. That's the quickest way for me to know that you're out of alignment, when you are trying to serve someone else and you don't have. I think it's the African proverb that Maya Angelou said, be afraid of be afraid of the naked man who offers you a shirt. Because why don't you have one on? How do you love me, but you hate you? How can you give me the coat of love when you are covered in the coat of hate? It doesn't really make sense. It's not an alignment. So, no. What I notice, I think when you understand, like for myself, for example, my love is like life support. I don't say that lightly. I don't say that cocky. I say that with full-fledged confidence, because the love that I pour into people changes and transforms them. Hell, if I like you, my energy will transform you, because my energy inspires and transforms naturally. That's just what it is. That's the way I'm designed. So, because I understand that type of energy is life support. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Um, the minute I feel like you don't value my life support, much like life support, I pull the plug and I don't plug it back up, baby. I don't plug it back up. When I realize that you don't appreciate my life support, I pull the plug. I don't argue. I don't try to convince you. I don't ask you why. I pull the plug. And see, when you start choking a little bit, when you start losing your breath and trying to figure out what's going on, and you come ask me about it, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna pull that plug first, though. We can talk about it later. Cause see, if I'm still talking to you, I'm trying to convince you, and I'm like, I'm gonna pull the plug. I'm gonna pull it. No, the plug is pulled. Where the lights at? Uh huh. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. So understand the value of your energy, the value of your essence, and you learn that in the magnetism reset masterclass as well. You have to understand the power of your essence. You really understand that deeply in the magnetic muse. Deeply. You will learn that in the magnetic muse. Okay. Any other questions before I go? Any other questions? That's where I'm at. Current environment here, loud and clear. Yes. Yes. Baby, that's all, and that's all I want. I want to hear loud and clear. That's it. All right, y'all. The reset one is $37. No, the reset is 150. What you see up there that's $39 is femininity math. That's something different. Which program helps with the articulation of value? The articulation of value is going to be speak, write, teach. It's going to be speak, write, teach. You can get that for 222. If you want to leave your 9 to 5 and you want to create a cushion and you need to hurry up and do it, you need to come out of in quarter one swinging. You need to get speak, write, teach, and you need to do it now, because if you do it now, um, in quarter one you can start actually commanding and position yourself to make more money. Okay, because I'm telling you, if y'all know y'all didn't do what y'all needed to do in 2024, you better have the tools that you need to come out swinging in quarter one. Because if you don't, you just may drown. And hear me, what I'm telling you is, please don't take it lightly. If you don't come out swinging quarter one, you don't invest in the things that you know you need to. Write as in write as in WRITE. Speak, write, teach. If you don't get the tools and start implementing these things and come out swinging in quarter one, you will find yourself drowning quarters 2 through 4. Because the things that are going to be happening in life, along with the rise of things, is gonna you ain't gonna be able to focus. You ain't gonna be able to focus. If you struggle to focus, if you struggle with consistency, discipline, and order, you need to get femininity man. If you struggle to articulate your values so you can put yourself in position to make more money, you need to get speak, write, teach. These courses are very vital and very, very important, and they really can set you up for success. Okay, that's if you want it. If you don't want to, do what you want, babe. I'm from New Orleans, so I like Rebirth. Do what you wanna. I'm like that. Do what you want. It's your life. I promise. I ain't gonna be mad either way. But I would hope that you would want the best for yourself. I would hope that you would want to ascend. I would hope that you would want to be completing things in the year of 9, which is the number 9. Scripturally means judgment, finality, and completeness. The number 8 means new beginnings. I hope you taking the next couple of hours before 2025 and setting up your new beginnings. I wouldn't wait to set my new beginning up on January 1st. You're gonna play yourself. Congratulations. Because whatever cycles you don't close before tomorrow night, you gonna have a time trying to do it in the year 9. But again, do what you want. It's your life. Okay? Do what you want, baby. I don't argue with nobody and what they want, okay? So, all right, y'all, I've got to get off here. So I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing day. I may come back later on this evening because I think I may want to have a conversation about social relationships after my session with my clients. So I think you're so welcome. I think I'll be back maybe around 8 something tonight, or maybe, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So if you're around town, come on in. We're going to have a conversation about relationships and magnetism. All right. All right, y'all. Make sure I click the link in the bio. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Congratulations to those who have purchased. I'm so, so excited about tomorrow's masterclass that's going to be happening on YouTube. Make sure you're going to go over there and subscribe so you can find out what time I'm going to be on. All right, I got to go see my mommy, y'all. So I hope you have an amazing, amazing Monday. A magnificent, magnetic Monday. Peace, y'all.